Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I'm sorry I haven't been posting videos lately. I started a new job a couple of weeks ago and it's really physically taxing and it's been hard to keep up with a video schedule. I'm not trying to make excuses or anything like that, but I'm going to try and put up at least one video a week. The job is only temporary, and so it's only going to last a couple of months at most, and I'll be back to a 2 to 3 video a week schedule. But thanks for being understanding. Today's subreddit is entitled Parents, and we have 4 stories out of the subreddit. Let's begin. Our first story is by Blueberry NZ. Entitled Parent doesn't turn up to collect her baby from daycare. Cast: me, Carer, NK, nice kid, 15 months old, EM, a rude, disinterested mom, D, a vacant, theoretical dad. I used to provide daycare for a small number of children in my home. Most of the children and their parents were well known to me, friends and ex-colleagues. I made sure to welcome them into my home, and I believe this helped children feel comfortable and confident. One mother, EM, however, was a doorstep mom. She wouldn't come in when invited and didn't respond to attempts at small talk and only communicated the absolute necessities. Her daughter was lovely, so I was able to overlook her mother's shortcomings. Nice kid attended from 7:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. every weekday. Entitled mom was prompt and always on time, if not early. One day, 4 p.m. rolls around, no sign of the EM. At 4:30, I phoned and left a voicemail. By 5 p.m., I have phoned several more times, text, and got no reply. The phone now went straight to voicemail, so it was either switched off, flat, or in constant use. I phoned and text D, no response. I phoned our company to see if there were any additional contacts, but the family had emigrated and there were no other family listed, no friends as emergency contacts. Around 5:30 p.m., I started to think of calling the police. Nice kid is getting tired and had run out of food and bottles and is getting cranky and tired. I'm having to rock, sway, and sing constantly to try and calm her. It's well past 6 and dark when the EP's car finally pulls up. Nice kid had cried herself to sleep on my shoulder, but woke up when I opened the door and started crying. I expected EM to be frantic, apologetic, and even embarrassed, but I was very mistaken. She looked confused by my concern and irritation. Me: what happened? Are you okay? Is D okay? EM: of course. What's the matter? Me: you're 2 hours late. You didn't answer the phone, you didn't respond to my numerous texts, and D didn't answer either. EM: we had drinks after work. My phone kept going off, so I switched it off. Me: and you didn't think to ask if I could care for nice kid late tonight, or tell me that you'd gotten held up? EM: what's the problem? You're getting paid. I was fuming, mostly because I was really stressed that something awful had happened, and meeting it with utter discard really irked me. I took great pleasure in giving her a written notice a few days later to make alternative arrangements, as I would no longer be willing to provide care for nice kid. Edited to add. Small talk I'm referring to is child-centered, such as, oh, she looks tired. Did she have a rough night? As these things could impact on activities, feed, and nap schedules. Social chats can occur, but this EM would literally hand over the baby, bag, and leave. The term drinks is a social term and doesn't necessarily mean alcohol. The EM was not intoxicated. Just another EM who thinks that no one else's time is important except hers. The next story is by Togirai Konak, entitled Stepmom Demands Keys to My Soon-to-Be House. For quick reference, there are 5 people in this event. M, Mom, SD, Stepdad, D, Dad, ESM, entitled Stepmom, me. A little bit of backstory. My mother and I have never really gotten along, especially when she turned into more of a entitled stepmom as I got later into my teenage years, and was the reason I moved out of my father's house to live with my mom full time, despite their custody agreement. Details aren't important, but the list is a hefty one. The important one for this account is snooping. Entitled stepmom has to stick her nose into my life, my room, my car, my job, my health, etc., to a comical degree. She's done some pretty pointless, petty things like giving me false keys to her and my dad's house when it got rekeyed for some reason, and I still don't understand. This is also important. On to the most recent ESM moment that happened on 8/11 of 2020. Phone call from ESM to me. ESM: I want keys to your new house when it closes. Me: no. ESM: What? No? You will give me a key. Me. A key or a fake key? You weren't specific. ESM. A real key to the house. Me. And why would I do that, given your track record? ESM. Because I'm your parent. Quit being flippant. Me. ESM. I don't see what's so funny. OP, I'm asking for a key and I will get one. Me. Asking? Entitled stepmom, you are demanding a key from your 25-year-old stepson who owes you nothing. Oh yeah, I want my dresser back too. And we agreed upon it all those years ago. ESM. I'm not giving you a dresser unless you give me a key. Me. So you're gonna steal from me because the dresser couldn't make it up the stairs, and you were throwing a fit because I won't let you snoop? ESM. Young man, you have a history of making poor decisions, and it's my job to correct them. I couldn't do it while you were in Ohio, and now I'm gonna get you back on the straight and narrow. I should point out that my poor decisions involved eating in my room while doing my homework, watching TV with my girlfriend when I was a teenager, and not going to bed by 10 p.m. She's a nutty conservative Christian woman who gets mad at me for anything that isn't in her micron-sized list of appropriate actions for me. Me. You won't be getting a key, and because of you, Dad won't likely be getting one either. You can't be trusted. And I ended the call. Not 5 minutes later, my mom and stepdad are rolling on the floor laughing because she had called them demanding that they talk some sense into me and make me give her a key. Neither my mother nor my stepfather could stand my entitled stepmom. Where she truly shines for being an entitled stepmother, though, rather than just being demanding and snooping, it happened the following day on 8/12. It's important to note that I'm high as a kite on painkillers after my back spasm sent me face first into the floor from their strength. Entitled stepmom. Hey, have you thought about giving me a key? Me. Nah, you don't get one. Entitled stepmom. Even for your favorite step-parent? Me. I like cat crap more than I like you. ESM. Fine. You will lose your car. I forbid you from driving and I expect your keys tonight. Me. You want to take the keys to a car that you don't own or pay anything on because you won't take no for an answer? ESM. I am your parent. I hung up on her after she started yelling. She showed up at my mother's house 10 minutes later demanding my keys to my car because she was revoking her permission for me to drive, and we had to call our neighbor, an off-duty police officer, to come over and speak to her. I wouldn't be surprised if she tried to put a lien on my car. More insane things have happened. It's so bad that my dad is agreeing that he shouldn't get a key, but won't leave her because of her unusual entitled behavior. This is just the most recent incident in a long list of her kind of entitled behavior. Too long didn't read. Entitled stepmom won't take no for an answer over a key to my house and tries to revoke her permission to drive my car. Edit to add. To clear up a few things, I'm a 25-year-old single male. If you're enjoying the content so far, please put a heart emoji in the comments section down below. Our next story is by Key Delgado. Entitled cousin thinks I'm willing to take her child every time she wants because I'm studying to be a teacher. This happened last year. I have a cousin. She has a 5-year-old daughter. I'm studying to be a teacher and was doing my internship. Last year I spent about 40 hours in school, lots of children, and I was in a school for difficult children. Most of them were diagnosed with hyperactivity, ADHD. At the end of the day, I was exhausted. Weekends seemed like heaven, not free from the job, but at least I was free from dealing with kids. But a weekend my cousin asked me to take care of her daughter. I was like, okay, it's just a weekend, it's not a problem for me. I didn't have that much work, so I agreed. But then she started to ask this continuously. So one day I decided to call her and ask her to stop, because I needed time for myself. She told me she had thought about it, and this is why she thought alternating weekends. One for me, and one to take her child. One for me, and one to take care of her child. I said, excuse me? When did we agree upon this? She told me that since I was a student, I don't have a real job or children, so she just thought I wouldn't have any problem taking care of her child. I said I did have a part-time job. I'm studying and doing an internship. She told me that she deserves to have free time for her to go out and meet her friends. She told me I didn't know how difficult it was to be a single mother. I couldn't stand her entitlement, so I hung up on her. I spent 40 hours a week dealing with kids, and the fact that I'm studying to be a teacher doesn't mean my whole life spins around kids. Between work and daycare, she hardly spends any time with her daughter. Plus, I knew that her grandma took care of her daughter when she didn't. Crap. Why did she even have a child if she wasn't going to take care of it? I decided to be child-free because I didn't want to take care of my hypothetical children. So why should I take care of children who are not even mine? She told everyone in the family, as I expected, and everybody sided with her. I haven't had a relationship with her since then. Edit. Oh wow, this exploded. Thank you for the comments and thank you very much for the award. Now that she started to ask other cousins to take care of her child, now others are starting to understand my position. Honestly, I feel sorry for her daughter. She's been passed around from house to house like a ball, and parenthood should be taken seriously. I agree. Our final story is posted by Spaghettio Guy. EM wants a refund on something we don't even sell. Hi, sorry for format, I'm on mobile. Also, English is not my first language, so apologies in advance. Let's run through the cast before we begin. EM, entitled Mom. M, me. B, Boss. So I work in a large grocery store and we get a lot of entitled customers, so I'm used to dealing with entitled people, but this one was different. So I'm basically sitting out the rest of my shift behind one of the cash registers, bringing people up and helping when needed with other stuff around the store. I had just helped a customer with something when I saw an old lady struggling to get something, so I offered to help. She was quite happy, and I asked if she needed help with anything else, to which she replied yes. She asked if I could help her with the rest of her groceries. Since it was a quiet afternoon and we had plenty of staff around, I agreed. We went down her grocery list, one by one, we ticked them off. We were almost done. I was crouching down to get something when I heard the dreaded voice. EM. Ahem. I've been waving at you for quite a while now. Can you help me already? Me. With my best fake helpful voice. I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't see you there. What is it that you need help with? I'm kind of helping this old lady right now with her groceries. EM. Well, first of all, you should look around when helping others. Maybe somebody else needs help. Second, I would like a refund on this item. She shows an item which I didn't know we sold, but I said I'd be there shortly. She accepted with the usual sighing and eye rolling. After a short 5 minutes, I'm done helping the old lady get her groceries and ring her up. EM. Are you done already? I've been waiting for almost 15 minutes. Me. Ma'am, I'll be there as soon as I finish ringing up this lady. I ignored the 15-minute comment because there's no use in going against them. My shift was nearly over and I didn't want to create a fuss. Once I had finished everything with the old lady, I went over to the EM. EM. Finally, you took long enough. Me. I'm sorry, ma'am, but surely you saw the old lady was struggling. I had to help her first. EM. Yeah? Well, I have kids in my car waiting for me. This actually took me back a bit because it's scorching hot and I know our parking lot is almost fully in the sun. So the kids are sitting in a boiling car. However, I chose not to comment on this because it's simply not my place, to be honest. Me. Alright, what would you like a refund on? EM. This. I bought this item here, but I don't need it anymore. Me. Ma'am? Are you sure you bought this here? Do you have a receipt? EM. Of course I'm sure. Do you doubt me? The customer is always right. Me. Ma'am, do you have a receipt? EM. I'm sorry, what? Clearly avoiding the question. Me getting tired of her crap. I asked, do you have a receipt? EM. Well, I lost it. Me. Ma'am, we don't sell these. There's no way you could have bought this here. I'm sorry, but I can't give you a refund. EM. What? I'm sorry, I bought this here yesterday. I want my money back. Me. Ma'am, like I said, I can't refund this item. We do not sell this. EM. Let me speak to the manager. Me. Of course, ma'am. Calls the boss through the earbuds. Boss. What seems to be the problem here? EM. This jerk won't give me a refund on my item. I would like you to fire him right now. Boss. Ma'am, what item were you trying to refund? EM. This one here. He says you don't sell it and he's clearly lying. Boss. Ma'am, we don't sell these, and I kindly ask you to stop bothering my employee. EM. But I'm sure I bought it here. She starts freaking out and we ask her to leave. She refuses and tries to intimidate my boss. My boss isn't fazed by it and just walks away. I return to ringing up other customers as she's waiting at the entrance of the store. By now, I'm focused on my job again, and I've stopped paying attention to the crazy lady. I finish ringing up a customer when suddenly a hand goes into my register and grabs a handful of cash. And of course, it's the EM. She tries running away, but another employee tries to stop her. The employee is a friend of mine, but is quite small, and the EM notices this too. So she tries to look big and intimidates my friend. This is where I step in. I guess the EM didn't realize I was sitting down behind the cash register, because once she sees me coming towards her standing up, her eyes go wide and her face becomes red. She's probably around 175 centimeters. 5 foot 10-ish, which isn't small for a woman, but I'm 197 centimeters tall, about 6 foot 5. Once she sees me getting closer, she decides to run for it. I don't go after her, but instead go asking my friend if she's okay. Her car and her plates were filmed by our cameras, and she was arrested not long after this. I haven't heard too much about it, but all I know is she got 200 hours of community service. Moral of the story? Please don't be an idiot like her. Too long didn't read. An entitled mother wants to get a refund on something not bought at the store, gets refused, tries to steal money, and then gets arrested. That's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit posts will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my videos, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.